Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Today, we're going to be talking about Destiny. I believe I made a video like this in the past, not on this channel, on my second channel, but I have since removed it because like I was focusing on other content for that channel and decided to just delete it all, start fresh here. So that's kind of what we're doing. But I wanted to just go over Destiny because I checked out the Final Shape reveal trailer. I think like watching the whole showcase and all that sort of stuff, I was super skeptical. I think like I wasn't sure what I'm still not sure what to expect. I think right now like I'm just kind of like I'm hoping for the best with this new season that just came out, which I still have yet to play. I'm gonna play it after I record this, so you guys can see it on stream. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over Destiny like since the very beginning, because I feel like this is going to be like just a video that goes over everything with Destiny, everything that's happened. So yeah, let's kind of get into it. So the first time I heard about Destiny, was probably, I can't remember. There was like a time when I think, because I know like Halo Reach was Bungie's last project, and then I think when, I don't even know when it came out. Let me actually look it up real quick because it might have relevance to when it came out. Okay, no. It's just a similar situation, but like when Halo 4 got announced, or when Halo 4 was coming out, I didn't know it was coming out. Like I didn't really have a way to check. I wasn't like super savvy with the internet, so like I remember seeing like a little flyer at like Best Buy saying like Halo 4 was coming back, like Halo was back, or Master Chief is coming back, something along those lines. I was like, I'm super hyped. I didn't know 343 Industries was doing it until I looked it up, finding out that it's not Bungie who's doing this. Although that didn't kill my love for Halo at the time, I still enjoyed it regardless, but like not until 5. I have a separate video on Halo if you want to go watch that. But talking about Destiny, how I first discovered it, I think like it started with like there was a game I played called Free Realms that shut down in March of 2014, and the same situation, I saw a flyer for it was same location, by the way, Best Buy. Saw a flyer for Destiny, and it said Become Legend, from the creators of Halo and the producer or the publishers of, from the creators of Halo and Call of Duty. I think that's what it said along those lines. And I was just like, at the time, two of my favorite games, I was just like, a mix between Halo and Call of Duty. That's like, I was like, chef's kiss, give me that now. So that was kind of my introduction to Destiny. I just saw that tagline. I'm sure everyone saw that tagline. It was like, this sounds like the perfect video game. Like you could not have given me a more perfect experience, right? And I remember playing the beta, and I was so in love with it. Just like it was a completely different game, because I have never played I've never played a looter shooter before. I think like I played Borderlands here and there, but I didn't play it a ton until like 2017, 2018. Like I didn't play a lot of Borderlands. I did play it here and there, but it wasn't like I didn't fully understand it. And like playing Destiny, like I started to understand it more and more, and I think that's why I went back to Borderlands. But so talking about like my first experience with Destiny was like Destiny 1. Like I remember playing Crucible a bunch. Dude, Crucible was so much fun back in D1. It was a blast. Like I remember playing it for the first time and just loving it. Absolutely loving it, dude. It was a phenomenal time just playing through those first like few days in the beta. And then like the game finally came out, and dude, I think with Destiny 1, just like even with like if we're just talking about the vanilla game, like I remember not really understanding how light worked in the game, it was very confusing to me. Just like super confusing. It was hard to understand because you had to use math. And 2014, I was just starting high school, so I was just like, my brain was a little, what's going on here? What am I doing? And I remember like with Vault of Glass doing that first raid, that is where I met my first like friends on PlayStation, like my first clan. That's where I made a clan with two other friends. I met my first group of friends on PlayStation playing Destiny 1, and I think that's kind of cool. Like literally, I invited 5 other people from the tower in Destiny 1 because that's how you got groups back then. We don't have a complicated system now. We have an easy system of doing it. But I invited 5 random people from the tower, and I was like, "Do you guys want to do Vault of Glass?" And we struggled through that raid because it was 5 random people. We didn't know what we're doing. We pushed through, and it was great. Now we did the same thing for like Crota's End. That same group, we were like, "Guys, we're gonna do Crota's End. It's gonna be great." Also, by the way, Crota's End did get announced for at the Destiny 2 showcase. I'm kind of mad about it because I wanted Wrath of the Machine, but I digress. Anyway, moving on. So I did Crota's End with that same group, and I remember I loved being the sword bearer because it was just a fun experience. I was like, I don't want to shoot rockets at Crota. You guys do that. I want to hit Crota with a sword. I just thought that was so much fun. And then I think House of Wolves was like when Destiny hit like an all-time high for me because that was the day I skipped school to play. I was like, I'm calling in sick for the day because this comes out in the morning. I'm going to play all day. And I remember I streamed it. I streamed it using the PlayStation app, and dude, that game that game was so good. I skipped school for it. I was just that much in love with it. Like, it was such a fun time. Same goes for like Taken King. Taken King was a blast. I remember playing it all the time. Rise of Iron I loved because it was all about the Fallen. I loved the Fallen stuff. That's why I loved House of Wolves. It was all about the Fallen. The Fallen are my favorite like race in general. And then like you get down to like the nitty gritty of it. Like Destiny 1 was just a phenomenal game for the series. It was great. It was fun. Like I don't remember a time where I didn't play Destiny 1. Like dude, like House of Wolves I think was where I met another group of people where I had a clan with, and I also raided with them through like Taken King. I met them through like Prison of Elders, but like I did so much stuff with them. And then Rise of Iron was like the first time where like I didn't have a group of friends to play with. Like I had no one. It was kind of weird. It felt weird because like everything was so disconnected. It was hard to even do that raid. Like I think I had to find like, because Twitch was such a popular thing at the time, streaming and such, I had to find like, I found people that were streaming, and I got like a carry or something through them. So that was kind of a cool experience. And then I was able to do the raid on my own. But yeah, dude, Destiny 1, like I would play that game all the time. All the time, no matter what it was. That game was my comfort food. It really was. Like there was no other game that I enjoyed other than Destiny 2. Like I think the time span, like 2014 to 2016, like there were still games I played other than that, but not in an online sense. I think like if you look at that timeline, there was not much releasing. I feel like in my book there was nothing releasing at the time because I had single player games and that was it. Like there were no other titles I was interested in other than Destiny. And then like Destiny 2 got announced, and I remember this because when Destiny 2 got announced, we had a substitute teacher in our like in our web design class in high school. This was I think this was in like the summer. It was like before summer of 2017. Had to have been. It had to have been somewhere around there. But there was a substitute teacher in this high school class, in this web design class, and I remember I had my laptop with me, and I was like, guys, the Destiny show premiere live event, whatever, it's premiering in like a minute. You guys want to watch it with me? And we watched it while the substitute teacher was like, I don't know, out of the room, or like wasn't really focusing on us. But like I remember he was like coming around, it's like, guys, put it away, and I'm like, hold on, hold on, Destiny 2 is getting revealed. Dude, I was so like excited for Destiny 2. I wasn't really like, because I didn't know what they were doing after Destiny 1. Like, I thought, are we getting another expansion? Like, what's going on? Because, again, during those expansions, there were kind of like, there were dry moments, but I don't remember them being dry moments. I just remember playing the game a lot more than I played, like, than I do play D2 now, you know? When Destiny 2 got announced, so I remember, like, I went to PAX West that year because it was my last year going to PAX West. I haven't gone since. And I remember like there was like a Destiny event going on, and it was really cool. It was like at this little like, and I've never been to a theater, like not a movie theater, but like a I don't know what it's called, like it's like a you know, where you go to like operas, or you go, it was like an opera house, I guess. It was like when you know, when you go to see like a show, like a play or something, it's like one of those buildings. It was in Seattle. They were doing like a, just like there was a line for merch for Destiny 2. There was also like they were talking about Destiny 2 in like a little panel Q&A. I remember watching it, sitting down watching it, because it was like you could sit down and watch them talk about the game. I remember like one dude, he literally screamed, he was like, drums! Because they were talking about like these like war drums that play in Crucible when it's like the last few minutes of the Crucible match. But that was a super fun experience because it reminded me of like how hyped I was for Destiny 2. And like I remember playing the beta and I was super in love with it, which I think it was just like, I think Destiny 2 beta was, it was like the first opening mission, and I think PvP you could play, and I think there was one or two strikes you could do. I think that's all I remember doing, is like one or two strikes. And then I don't remember if there was Crucible or not. I'm not entirely sure. There could have been. I don't really remember the beta all too much. But like other than that, I think with Destiny 2, I know like they announced DLCs after the campaign launch. Like I think Curse of Osiris came out, and I still like, I know this now, but apparently Destiny 2 was close to shutting down with when Curse of Osiris was out. When it was out, and I was just like, I was probably the only one who played a bunch during Curse of Osiris, probably because I had a love for the game. I had this love for this title, for this video game, and I had played it for so many years, and I didn't know it was about to shut down. I had no idea. And then like Warmind came out, and that was like, dude, that was a huge DLC. Although like, I know the story wasn't great, but also Warmind was when I discovered Byf. I know probably a lot of people know who Byf is. He's the lore guy on the YouTubes, but I watch his dude. Literally, I don't know if you can see that. There's a glare. I have his cup. His like, I don't buy advanced GG stuff, but I saw this cup that he was selling. Dude, I'd buy Byf merch. He doesn't sell merch, but I'd buy it, you know, because dude makes really good content. Like, it's some of the best content on YouTube. But his channel, I'll talk about this in general now, because his channel has helped me so much in terms of understanding the Destiny lore, just like general things I didn't know about the game, because I think in Destiny 1, I barely knew what was going on. I didn't know the lore of Destiny 1 at all. I know it better now. Again, with Destiny 2, it was like, because there was more of a story sense with the first campaign, the Red War, I was like, okay, now I want to know more about like what's going on here, because there's lore that I'm not understanding, you know? But like, I think even with Curse of Osiris, I probably found Byf too, but those are just like a few little moments. I think I'm pretty sure with Destiny 2, I started watching Byf's channel like a lot. Like that's when I started watching him. But regardless, going into Warmind, that was the expansion where like I remember grinding so much on Mars, dude. Like Mars, I spent so many hours on Mars, but I still played it as much as I did Curse of Osiris, you know? Like I still played the game a lot. like back then, which was crazy. And then obviously we get into Forsaken, Cade dying, not great. Not I was like, oh dude, I want revenge now. But Forsaken, now I was about to say Forspoken, and I'm like, that's a game we don't talk about here. But yeah, Forsaken was like a super solid expansion. Like, it wasn't Taken King level, right, to me, but like it was still a really good expansion. And I think with Forsaken, the raid, the funny thing about Last Wish is, like, with that raid in mind, I didn't do that raid like at all. I did it once. I got 1,000 voices. I never did it again. Never touched the raid again. I had no reason to. You know, I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. Am I wrong? I don't think it's you know, I got 1,000 voices, like, why do I need to do it again? But like, it wasn't my favorite raid, but I think, like, I loved the Dreaming City. Still love it. It's still in the game. But the Dreaming City location, I kept comparing it to like a location in WoW, and because I played WoW for a time, and like I kept comparing it to some location in WoW, and I could not remember. It was like where the elves, like, when you spawn in as an elf, that location. That's why I kept comparing it to, and it was like, it was a beautiful city. I kind of wanted to, like, there were certain areas of the Dreaming City that I wanted to go to that obviously you can't go to, but like I wish there was more like of a city, you know, there wasn't more of a city in it, but like it would have been cool to see. But that might be taxing on the game, I don't know. But yeah, I still play, like, again with Forsaken, still played the game a lot, I still loved it. Like, and then, like, I think I know this is where I started to sort of fall off the game. Not really. Black Armory, I feel like I should have played more, and I'm disappointed in myself for not, because there was a ship that you could have bought for money, or not for money, I'm kidding, for like getting a triumph, and I should have played more to get it. Didn't do it because there was just, like, it was, I remember how much of a grind it was trying to do it, and I was like, my willpower, like, I don't want to do it. But Black Armory, I think, was still a fun, like, season. This is when they started to introduce seasons, and I think seasons is kind of where my interest sort of died. I don't know, like, not died, but like fell off. I feel like this is where like it starts going down like a little roller coaster of, like, I don't know if we're gonna keep going down, if we're going back up, you know. But I did still play the ton. I know that's where the community got mad at, like, one challenge, like one little secret thing, and but people were getting frustrated with Bungie about it, and I didn't even care about it. But I know that's a season where I didn't play that much. I know for a fact I think like the raid is the only thing I really loved, and I was still doing over and over again because it was a fun raid. It was a fun time, dude. It was a fun time. It was a good raid. And then you've got the Season of the Drifter. And I'm probably going to have to, you know, just because for the sake of this video, I'm going to pull up Bungie's little timeline thing of all these different seasons, you know. Let's see here. Seasons. Past seasons. Let's look at all of these because there's a lot of them. Oh, they're not even going to mention the last. Well, I remember these seasons, so it's easy. But Season of the Drifter, dude. That season was pretty bad. Like, I liked Reckoning for what it was. Like, but it was, dude, it got trying to do Reckoning over and over again. Like, and I got so tired of it. I was just like, I'm done. And then there was also the roles thing with Gambit. I thought, like, it was cool, but it wasn't implemented in the right way. Because here's the thing, man. I was trying to main Invader because that was my thing. I loved doing that. I loved invading. I had an Invader loadout, right? But then someone else who I think had the same set probably went to Invader. Someone who wasn't even running that Invader set went to go invade. So when that happened, I was just like, what is the point of the armor now? Because I can't do what I'm supposed to be doing. So I feel like if that was implemented right, like having an invader, whoever's wearing the invader armor is the only person who can invade. And like more than like only one person can wear that armor set. Like you only get matched with the people who aren't wearing the invader set. I feel like that's how it should have been done. Like it just felt pointless with that armor, you know? But yeah, so moving on to Season of Opulence, that's where I started playing again. That's like where I was like, okay, I'm all about this. I played so much. Like, I got the Shadow title. I'm not even kidding. I got the Shadow title. I grinded for so many hours getting that thing. I had to get a flawless raid in Crown of Sorrow, which, by the way, that raid I hated. Not like in the sense of like it was a bad raid. I got tired of doing it because I did it like, I think it took me 9 tries to get the exotic, but like the flawless attempt, dude, we had to get rid of so many idiots during the flawless raid because we had a guy that skipped the jumping puzzle for us, which was good. But like the second to last encounter, dude shot a grenade launcher at his feet and died. And I was like, what are we doing here, boys? What are we doing? So yeah, like Season of Opulence, I think overall was just a really good season. Just it was like a, you know, there was, I feel like Armory was okay, Drifter was bad, then we went back up the roller coaster. We went back up, you know, we went all the way back up, and it was great. Like that season was good, and I just played it so much. I remember Menagerie too well because of how many times I did it trying to get the title, but it was a fun time. Now, moving on to Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep, I think, is where the story started escalating, and it just got really good because the campaign wasn't great. But I thought the pyramid ship reveal in the moon, I lost my mind when I saw that thing. Like literally, I lost my mind. And then seeing like all the different like the different nightmare bosses like Crota popping up, I'm like, what is happening, dude? What is going on? Like, dude, Shadowkeep, I don't think I played the stuff in the expansion so much. I still played a bunch during that expansion, but it wasn't great. I think the reveal was cool for that pyramid ship, but like, even the raid for that expansion was not for me, dude. Like, I got frustrated. I remember the World's First, like, I was trying to do World's First at that time. Like, I was going for it. We were still stuck on the first encounter, and then we were all sitting there, and then dude was like, guys, I'm gonna go grab McDonald's, I'll be right back. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm good, man. But yeah, then you got Season of the Undying, which launched alongside the expansion, which I think was like Season of Dying. The activity for that, super fun, super repetitive. I loved it. I loved that. That season was kind of lackluster though, I think, in terms of like a story. Like it was just, oh, the Vex are invading. Stop them. You stop them now. And I was just like, okay. And I got cool weapons from that, so like I wasn't too mad about that. Also, I do know that Season of Opulence, I just want to go back to this real quick because I know that's when the sunsetting happened. I was 100% against that. I was like, so I'm going to lose all my weapons I just farmed for this season. Cool, dude. Phenomenal. Great. I was super mad about that. I think a lot of people were. But anyway, back in Undying, like, that season was just like, there wasn't a story beat for it, really. It was just, Vex are invading, take them down. It was a pretty simple season. Season of Dawn, that's where I kind of... This is... Okay, we're going down the roller coaster again. We're going down slowly, by the way. Season of Dawn was like, I loved because back in Curse of Osiris, there was a shotgun, and I learned this through Life's channel, but like the fact that like Perfect Paradox was like Saint's shotgun, and then Season of Dawn we bring Saint back. That was the coolest part of the season. Everything else was garbage. From what I remember, I did not enjoy that season. Not in the slightest. The story beats were cool, but like the season itself, I did not play in the slightest. I remember like not participating in that. like at all. I just kind of like I brushed it off, you know. But getting into Season of the Worthy, yeah, that's another season I did not play. One I actually regret not actually playing a bit more because there were guns that I really should have thought about getting in that. So I'm a little bit mad that I didn't play that consistently. But dude, it just wasn't a fun season. Like it wasn't. I mean, you can argue it was. For me, dude, like the story was, you know, it even like the end of the season was just like almighty go boom. Okay. And what sat there for like an hour before it actually like came crashing down. I was falling, by the way, I remember that vividly. I was falling asleep while that was happening. I am not joking. I was falling asleep while that was happening. It made me laugh. It made me laugh a lot. So, going into the next season, Season of Arrivals. This is where like the roller coaster shot up. This is where it shot up. And Season of Arrivals was like, this is where all like great guns came from. It's where like, dude, there's guns I got from that season that I think I still have. That season had a lot of great guns. Like the Ikelos, I think was one of them. There was an auto rifle that I got from that. That season was just really good, and even the like the whole darkness, the pyramids invading. I thought that was super cool. And then doing like the taken events everywhere on each planet. I thought that was super cool, and the story was super good. I loved it a lot. I really did. I thought it was a great season. And then I'm trying to remember what expansion came. I'm pretty sure it was Beyond Light. I think. Yeah, it was Beyond Light. So Beyond Light was next. Beyond Light, I think that was like the most hyped I was for a DLC or for an expansion, because that was when the Stasis subclass got introduced. Now, I don't like Stasis now. I don't use the Darkness subclasses anymore, period. I literally don't. I don't feel like there's a need to use them. Like, I'm waiting for a Darkness subclass that will actually keep me intrigued, because so far, I'm not, you know? But, yeah, so Season, or Beyond Light was just like, I think my hype behind it was all about the Fallen. Because besides, I think, Black Armory, Forsaken was like, not really about the Fallen. It kind of was, but it wasn't. It was about the Scorn. It was about the Scorn, and that was it. So it was like, Fallen was hit or miss. It was mainly about like Vex and Taken, and Fallen weren't really a story beat at all until Beyond Light. And Beyond Light, I thought, I'm gonna love this. Because I remember like watching Bive's channel and like him talking about like how like the Fallen leaders are kind of building up, and like and he talked about it being like a Game of Thrones situation. I'm just like, this is gonna be really good. And so Beyond Light for me was like, it was the expansion I was super hyped for, and I think I really liked like the story and everything like that. But yeah, and even Location was good because Stasis is like an ice subclass, but I thought Stasis was super cool at the time, and I really enjoyed using it a bunch. But now obviously I've gotten like tired of it, so yeah. Going to the next season of the Hunt, barely, like, story was cool-ish. Didn't really enjoy the season too much. The missions were really repetitive, and I was just like, Season of the Chosen, again, was another one. Like, again, with the seasons, we kind of keep, it's like we go, it's weird. It's like we go downhill, and then we climb back up. You know, it's kind of like a loop-de-loop roller coaster almost, but it's really odd. So Season of the Chosen was like, I was intrigued, but the doing everything kind of bored me, because I'm not into the Cabal too much, but like, I don't know, I really didn't play that season all that much. I know I didn't. Like, I did the weekly stuff, and that was it. I was just like, Then Season of the Splicer was like where I was like, I'm gonna play a bit more, because this is basically a Fallen season. I was like, I have to do this. I have to. So I did play Season of the Splicer a good bit. Season of the Lost kind of lost me. Didn't play that season all too much. I played it here and there, but like not all the time. And that season was basically all about Mara and about like Savathun and all that sort of stuff. And then Season of the Risen. Well, let's get into Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep was great. Shadowkeep was phenomenal for an expansion. The story was great. I loved the story. I loved all the reveals because, again, I had been watching Bife so much that I knew all the lore. And, yeah, Shadowkeep was great. Or Shadowkeep. Witch Queen. Sorry, Witch Queen. Witch Queen was phenomenal. It was a great story. I think I loved, like, the, I don't know how many times I replayed all the activities that were in the Throne World. I think I got to 30 with Finch. I did it basically everything in Witch Queen. But yeah, that expansion was phenomenal. The story was great, and I remember that story really well. It was fun. It was good. It was great. The raid? Sorry, did we even talk about the Beyond Light raid? We didn't. Did we? No, we didn't. Probably because it wasn't memorable. Deepstone Crypt. Yeah, that was a raid. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. There was some replayability for me, but like overall, could done without it. I mean, it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. But now let's get into Witch Queen's raid because that raid was like dude. That raid was something else for me. I love that raid. I really did. That raid was great. Phenomenal raid. Oh my god, dude. Rolk was doing the entire raid like you're in a pyramid ship the entire time, and I'm like, all the visuals in the raid were super great. The caretaker boss was cool. I remember like it took me 2 days to beat that raid because we got to the final boss. I remember like I tried day 1, got stuck at the first encounter, or second encounter technically. And I don't even know if I've talked about like my experience with World First for Deepstone Crypt, because there was this British girl like passive aggressively telling me, guys, we got this, and I'm just like, I gave up on that. Like that, we were on the first encounter for or second encounter technically on Deepstone Crypt for so long, and the same type of situation happened there, except like the second encounter, the whole symbols in the raid, this dude was trying to tell us what to do the entire time when the raid had just come out, and I'm like, dude, you gotta calm down. Like, he was just rapidly talking like, dude, we gotta do this, gotta do that. I was just like, calm down. But the visuals in that raid alone for what was it, Vow of the Disciple, great, phenomenal. Like, I love the visuals in that raid so much. The visuals are great. The like the worm god, which apparently was like the worm mother, which I didn't know. I learned that from Bife. Yeah, man. Just overall, like a great experience for me. That raid was great. And then seeing Rolk for the first time, I was like, we've never had a raid boss like this. Like that raid boss for me, I thought was kind of a like eye opener, because after doing Deepstone Crypt and after doing Shadowkeep, the Garden Raid or whatever it's called, I forgot what it's called. It's not that great of a raid, but and then even Last Wish, like with Rolk, I was just like, this is good. This is good. This is a good raid. This is how you know it's a good raid, when you blow my mind. You know, I was just kind of like, this is a cool boss. But yeah, so out of all that and a Witch Queen light, that was really great. Now let's get on to the seasons for Witch Queen, just talking about them, because we gotta. So Season of the Risen, I didn't play that season. I'm kidding. I played it a bit. I played the story and all that sort of stuff, but the season was It's okay. Wasn't great. Wasn't nothing to write home about. Now, Season of the Haunted was like, I love that season. That was great. I do remember like that was like, there were weapons I really wanted in that season that I was really going for, and also like the going back to the Leviathan was really cool. But yeah, other than that, like, I don't really know too much that I loved about that season. I think the public event thing was cool in Leviathan. Other than that, like, it was an okay. It was a really, I think when Zavala's story hit, like that was like, I was like, whoa. But like Season of the Hante, I think was just going over a lot of trauma. That's what that was. But it was a very good season. Now going on the Season of the Plunder, I'm not gonna lie, that it could be my favorite season. It could be. I think like out of every season that's dropped, like if I were to pick a favorite season, probably be like Arrivals, Splicer, and then Plunder. Plunder was really good, dude. Plunder was phenomenal, man. Plunder was just, it was a great reveal. Like they revealed like, oh hey, you're gonna go be a pirate, and I'm like, excuse me. When I played the season, like I was like, I love that this is a Fallen storyline, like because again, I'm like Splicer is the last Fallen storyline. Like the Fallen don't get enough attention, you know. I will say that, and I feel like it's like you can see like I think it's Vex that Vex get attention, Cabal get the most attention as well, and then like Hive. Fallen deserve a little more love because I saw a lot of love for them in D1, but not enough in D2. And then with Season of the Plunder, like the gameplay loop got a little repetitive for me, and I was like, I'm kind of done. But like I love the story for it. It was great, and I don't think there was a raid. I know there's been raids reprisals. Like Season of Splicer got Vogue. I think Season of the Haunted. Oh no, Season of Plunder. Season of Plunder got Taken King, which was really cool. Season of the Seraph was pretty cool for a season. It wasn't like anything to write home about, but I thought it was a really good season. I thought the end cutscene was phenomenal. But yeah, and now we get into Lightfall. See, I didn't really know how to feel about Lightfall's ending for its story until I watched Bife's video. He had a lot of points, and I agreed with him a lot. I was just like, wow, I didn't realize, like, there was stuff that I didn't really notice that he did, and I was just like, wow. Okay, so, yeah, that was not a great campaign. I mean, I think, like, I think, you know, when the campaign ended, I was, like, lost. Like, I was like, what happened? What's happening? Like, nothing got explained to me at all. So when I watched Bife's video, I was like, okay, yeah, pretty much everything he was saying in that video I had my exact thoughts for sure. But dude, Lightfall, I'll be honest, I didn't play it a ton. Like even after that story, I was like, okay. And then Season of Defiance, like I played a good bit. I played it a little bit here and there. And then the most recent Season of the Deep, I think like I got a little. I played the weekly like campaign every week. But like other than that, I didn't really play too much. I got my weapons that I wanted, and I was done. Like this was probably the season I didn't play the most. So like it's been kind of like a roller coaster with the seasons, and I wanted to nail this on the head because they just announced Final Shape. They did that showcase. What I'm glad about is like with Final Shape launching, seasons aren't going to be a thing anymore, and I'm grateful for that because we're on the 22nd season here, and I'm just like, dude, can we calm it down with seasons? They're doing a thing called episodes, which I think is really cool. Hopefully it's going to be better in terms of content. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best for Destiny. I'm hoping for a good future because yeah, we're coming up on a decade. It'll be a decade next year of Destiny. Yeah, in September of next year. And I really want this game to thrive. I've been playing it for a super long time, and I think like you know, I don't want to stop playing it. I really love it. I do. But like I've been getting super tired of seasons and just like, oh, yeah, I'll play next week. Like it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, but we will see what happens. But yeah, hopefully things will be really good with Destiny in the near future. I just wanted to make this video kind of to go over my thoughts because it's been a roller coaster with Destiny. Obviously, Destiny 1 was like the time where I played the most, and Destiny 2 has been kind of like on and off. So, but yeah, kind of going over my little experience with Destiny. If you guys want to leave your experience with Destiny, go ahead and comment. I'd appreciate it a ton because I would definitely read it. and respond to it as well. I will do it. I will heart your comment as well. But yeah, hoping for the best, and I'm probably gonna play Season of the Witch after this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.